Friday morning here on KSJE, and you're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. And joining me in our studio to talk a little bit about some of the events happening at the Farmington Public Library, Flo Trujillo is back with us. Flo, good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You bet. There's always lots going on at the library, and this is no exception, right? You've got a lot of things going on, right?
No exception. We're thinking money for kids.
Right. That is the big thing coming, right?
That is the big thing, aside from today's no school day activities.
There is a no school day today. That's right, for some of the school kids, not the college kids, but the younger kids.
Well, they can bring their kids if they have them, but we do have the wonderful Tippy Toe Parade, which we trick the families into going through a tour of the library and getting a wonderful Valentine with the children. So
very nice.
Our staff delivers Valentine. So join us this morning. If you missed it all week, join us this morning.
There you go. That's perfect. But lots of other activities too, and you said thinking money for kids, and so even though it says kids in the title, it's really for everybody, isn't it, this program?
Thinking Money for Kids is the name of the exhibit, and it is for 7 to 11-year-olds. But Thinking Money is for adults, for teens, and for tweens, and for the whole family. It's for the whole community.
Okay.
Thinking Money is really one of those financial programs that we really need to. It's making those smart decisions in finances, and also creating. I guess the library wants to create some wonderful games and activities to be able to get everyone to come down and listen to our databases and presentations and find out what is available for free at the Farmington Public Library.
Well, that's great. And we always hear how financial literacy is so important these days, right? Of learning about mortgages and loans and things like that, right? So this is one of these types of programs that can help at least introduce these concepts to kids and adults.
Absolutely. It's about learning about spending, about saving.
I can tell you about spending.
Oh.
I can tell you about that.
And
you're right.
Also budgeting.
You can't have spending if you don't have saving and earning. That's true.
Exactly. And we're going to have some fun events with the adults where if you like fantasy football, you'll love the fantasy stock market game that we're going to have. And
I want to ask you about that. Yeah, that's coming up too. So, but you've got a couple other programs too that are part of this, right? And one is coming up on February 25th.
Yes.
Right? And that is kind of financial literacy like we were talking about, right? This is a free class, isn't it?
Yes. The free class is called Money at Your Library. It's one of 3 one-hour classes that is available to the public for the adults. And what's really neat about this one is it really teaches them or will provide them some information on how to learn to use your money. It'll also be the first introduction of our databases and the first introduction of our Fantasy Stock League, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
So being able to get a better understanding of Universal Class, which is one of the databases that is available online, free, at the Farmington Public Library. And if you have a library card, you can access and get all that information as well.
Interesting. Okay. And so this Fantasy Stock League is another component of this, right? And so you're going to give me $10,000 of imaginary money.
Play money.
Play
yes,
money.
imaginary money.
Right.
And
everybody, not just me, but anybody that wants to take part in this gets $10,000 worth of imaginary money, right?
Yes, so you'll have to come on the 25th, and that's at 6 p.m. This is in the multipurpose room. The exhibit will be set up, so if you bring kids, I will probably be giving them a little tour.
Nice.
And showing them the wonderful hands-on exhibit of what we have planned. But the adults will entertain the adult services group will entertain the adults and provide them with their first little stock picks. I don't believe that you can go out there and say, I want Disney or I want Amazon or I want Apple. I believe it's whatever they give you, and then you play your fantasy stock.
Okay.
And so I believe also that the deadline is on March 5th, so make sure that if you miss the first one, that you make it for the second one, the Know Your Money, which is on March 5th, to pick up your last opportunity to participate in this wonderful fantasy
That's another
stock league.
Another class that you're going to be offering, right? The second one, March 5th, Thursday, 6 p.m.
It's Know Your Money.
Okay.
And that's going to be another introduction to all of the online resources and the subscription databases that we do have. But it also is going to give you some great information about creating a simple budget. And so without giving out too much information, we can all use that. We
No
can
kidding.
all use
Right.
that regardless
That's true.
of what situation we're in. So regardless if you're a nonprofit or if you're just individual or if you're a child or student, I should say, and going into college, you really need these resources. You really need to start looking at your future.
That's true. Very true. And learn all about, again, how to work with your money, how to make your money work for you, all these things. Especially the younger you are, the more opportunities you have to maybe make your money work for you instead of the other way around.
And you're leading right into the third one, which is Grow Your Money.
There you
The
are.
Grow Your Money is featured on March 17th. And so, perfect day for St. Patrick's, the day of the green. Is
Those
that
pots
just
of gold.
something?
Are you going to have those at the library? I hope
Yes,
you will.
And that's going to be at 6 p.m. So Grow Your Money is, if you're not really sure how to save your money or even your stocks, here's some good questions and also
Yeah.
that you can bring with you. And hopefully we can help you along the way with some more databases and some more research and some presentations and some fun.
That's true. Well, you always have fun at the
Financial
library.
literacy fun.
There's always fun with stuff at the library. That's very true. And so this March 17th date, though, is important, too, because that's the end of your fantasy stock league.
That is. And
Right?
there are some wonderful prizes, and I'm not going to say what they are, but
Okay.
if you participated in fantasy football, it's not going to be $1,000,000, but
No.
it will be very reasonable. I mean, it'll be fun. And
Right.
this is something that is a teaching moment for
Right.
everyone, a fun way to use financial literacy. And as I mentioned, financial literacy for kids. The exhibit is separate from these presentations, and we want to bring everyone in.
Right.
So when we're showing the kids the wonderful or having them interact with those wonderful, wonderful touch screens and that wonderful museum-like exhibit, we want the adults to get something out of it as well.
That's true. And so this Thinking Money for Kids is an actual exhibit that's coming. It's touring, and it's coming to the library, so it will be here. It opens up, remind us again.
It opens up on the 21st.
It's February 21st.
Check the library events calendar because we may have a surprise and it might have a wonderful reception on the 20th.
Oh, a sneak peek, maybe.
We might have that.
Okay.
One of the things that we are working on is trying to get the community involved. So that's a nice little sneak peek. And
Okay.
I won't mention that that's happening, but check the library events calendar
Okay.
because you want to get in the habit of doing that to find all our wonderful events.
That's true.
And also to follow what is happening for adult services and youth services and teen services and for tweens as well. You can find that really easily on the calendar.
That's true. And you just kind of upgraded the calendar not too long
Yes, we
ago,
did.
as I
It's
remember.
a
So
wonderful sign-up feature. And for Thinking Money for Kids also, I don't want to leave out the schools and organizations. If you want us to host you in the evening, there is a registration that you can get on, and it's from 5:30 to 6:30, and we're encouraging schools. We want to host you, have you come down. The adults can participate in a little lecture on the databases and financial literacy, and also a little excitement about the wonderful Fantasy Stock League.
Okay.
And then we will take the kids and we'll show them through the exhibit, and it's pretty hands-on. It's pretty interactive. It's
Well, that's great.
a really fun way for kids to learn. One of the things they'll learn is making change. And it's very colorful. It's very colorful. You can see by just the wonderful graphic that's there what it's going to look like.
we're showing the kind of the poster, if you will, on the
Yeah.
screen for folks who are watching us. But
Yeah.
for the radio audience, you'll just take our word for it. It's very colorful.
Yes.
But
Very-
if you're
thinking-
watching the video, it's definitely very
It's gonna
colorful
be
and
very good.
and interactive, which I think is an important thing for anyone today, because we're so used to touching and interacting with stuff from our phones to our Facebook pages or whatever it is, that when we go to a museum or something or see an exhibit about anything, you don't just want to look at stuff behind glass. You kind of want to be able to interact with it and see what it's all about, and that's what this is.
Oh, absolutely. And what I really like about it, too, is we're able to develop different programs that enhance what is in there. So we will have guys participating through the Guys Read program. Well, they'll be introduced to Financial Literacy 101, and they'll be doing some special events, and that's on March 7th, and that's at 11 o'clock. We will have MTAC that will be playing an online game also. I won't say what they are because some people might know what they are, and I don't don't want them to get ahead of us.
Okay, all
but
right.
that's on on Thursday, March 5th, and that's at 6 o'clock. Once again, we'll give them a little sampler of what the exhibit is, but then we'll take them into the age-appropriate projects that we do have aligned for them, similar to what we'll do in the evening. And then on March 8th is going to be a fun one. I'm really excited about this one. We're doing an art supply shop. And so on Sunday, when the library opens at 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock, we have art supplies that are set up, and the kids will get a wallet full of $5. It's play money, once again.
Okay.
And if you bring your library card, you get an extra $2.
Hey.
And they get to purchase things. So what they'll learn along the way is what they need, what they want, and how they can maybe share among their family and not just buy one thing.
Right.
But maybe someone buys crayons, maybe they'll buy some coloring books on the side. And so there's going to be some wonderful decisions they have to make with their money. And then they go to a cash register. They check themselves out, just like you do at the grocery store. We have our
Right.
own self-check.
Okay.
And they'll check themselves out, and then they'll get play money back. The play money is going to be used on a daily basis. I'd like to know what kids would want to do with that play money. So if they have 32 cents left, would they put all of it into a savings? Would they put it all into maybe the bank as a savings, or would they go ahead and possibly donate it to charity, or would they keep it and spend it? So
Right.
there's a piggy bank where they can put the money in, and at the end of each day, I'm going to go ahead and add that up, and then see at the end of the exhibit how much we've raised in play money for each one that kids would want to either save or spend or to donate to a charity.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Isn't
that should
that cool?
That should be kind of fun to
Yeah,
find
it's
out.
a good way to teach them to learn. So we will have little piggy banks to inspire them to maybe when they find loose change, even if it's on the ground, they
Right.
pick up that penny
No,
from the
sure.
floor, pick it up and put it inside a piggy bank. It
And you get
adds
good
up.
luck when you pick up pennies too.
You bet.
I understand. So
You
that's
bet.
that's
and
a work.
ready
too.
for March 17th.
There you are. That's very true.
Grow your money.
That's right. My guest this morning, Flo Trujillo, is here from the Farmington Public Library. We are talking about all the different events that are coming up at the library in the next several weeks. And of course, Thinking Money for Kids is the big exhibit that is going to be opening very soon. But then you have another special guest who's coming to Farmington to talk about his illustrations and mazes and much, much more, right?
Absolutely. Joe was here
Right.
last year, and when you come into the Farmington Public Library in the youth area, he had created a maze. And we reproduced it and put it on the wall in the children's area over by the story time doors. And children can come and ask for a dry erase marker. Yes, they get to write on the wall at the library. Can you believe that?
At first, there's food in the library, and now
And
this.
now this.
My goodness.
The kids are really enjoying it. I did post it on my Facebook. I thought it was fun yesterday
Right.
when we had a lot of kids drawing on it, but they're all trying to find a way out of that maze. I know how to get out of it, but I don't tell them. It's pretty complicated, but it keeps
Right.
them busy.
I bet it would.
It keeps
That's
them
true.
busy. So Joe Waz is going to be coming in. He's going to be here actually, I believe on the 27th.
That's a
And
Thursday, that's right.
a Thursday. He'll be here from 9:30 to 11:30 in the library rotunda, and he'll be drawing a maze for the youth. It's going to be geared more to 7 to 11-year-olds. So
Okay.
it's not going to be quite as complicated as the one that we have on the wall. And we'll reproduce that, and then we'll be putting it in the Thinking Money for exhibit so that kids can look at it also. So he's going to specifically design one with his wonderful illustrations, his maze tunes,
Yeah.
to create the financial literacy. So we're pretty excited about this project.
That's exciting, and it's
Yeah.
coming up again Thursday, February 27th. So
9:30 to 11:30. If you miss him in the morning, you can come in the afternoon from 1:30 to 3:30. And we want school groups to come in. You don't have to register. You can just walk in. Anyone walk in, just watch him. He's going to be doing this in the rotunda. And what's really nice is this exhibit was given to us. It's one of 50 that is traveling across the nation, and it is sponsored by FINRA, which is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, and the American Library Association, and of course Citizens Bank and Chick-fil-A are helping us. When you walk into the library, you will see a wonderful cow that reminds you of the moolah you can save.
I see. Okay.
He's going to be around that area, so I can only imagine what he's going to be doing. But we're very excited that Robert from FINRA and the American Library Association, and also the evaluation team will be joining us on that day. So it's going to be a really good opportunity for us to highlight how beautiful our library looks to the American Library Association, and also to FINRA and to all our guests that are visiting our community. So
Nice.
We're bringing in some wonderful people.
Very good. And so they are part of this Thinking Money for Kids exhibit
Yes.
that we're talking about. And then Joe Waz is coming in kind of in connection with this, but also doing his own thing, which is creating this maze in the rotunda
Yes.
of the library on Thursday, February 27th.
Absolutely.
And there's 2 chances to see him do this, right? At 9:30 and then also at 1:30.
At 1:30 as well. But there's even more. We're going to be taking him on an outreach. He'll be visiting Tibbetts School, and so they'll get a real treat, and hopefully we'll get some of those students coming down to the library. We will also be taking him to the Boys and Girls Club, and he will be doing a cartooning workshop there,
Nice.
and highlighting, of course, Thinking Money for Kids, and inviting everyone to come over to the exhibit and also to participate and bring their families as well, and the educators.
Sure.
Then on Saturday, we will have a cartooning workshop for the public. And so that, we're really very helpful. I mean, we're very happy about that. There are 2 sessions, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and at 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m.
Okay.
So that workshop is open for anyone who wants to come. The last workshop we had when he was here was standing room only, so that's why we're doing 2 sessions.
Sure.
It is going to be inside the exhibit area space, so, space is going to be limited. We're going to set up whatever we can, but we do want you to participate and learn more about financial literacy along the way, with a lot of fun for the adults, the youth, the teens, and, of course, our whole community.
Right. And so his workshop is on cartooning and drawing and things like that he does with these mazes, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. He's not going to create a maze at that time, but he's going to show you how he draws. And that is one of the things that's so popular. I mean, kids love to learn how to draw a horse. Many of them
sure.
have different techniques, but he does cartooning for a living, and we have some of his books. We will be giving away 4 of them, by the way, at the end of each session.
Okay. And that is
So-
coming up on Saturday, so that
That's
would
the
be
leap year.
the leap day, right?
Yeah,
Saturday
we
the
get
29th.
a free day this year, so
That's
we're going to
right.
use it to good use. So
There you are.
You didn't have plans for that leap year? Just come on down to the library, learn about financial literacy, Thinking Money for Kids, and of course, a wonderful visit from Joe Waz.
Joe Waz will be doing some cartooning workshops and drawing workshops. Again, there's 2 of them scheduled, right? 10 a.m. and again at 2 p.m.
Yep, and they're all free. Everything is free, Scott.
I know, and I'm amazed that it's free. And also
Great start of financial literacy.
right, and the supplies are free, right? For
supplies
folks
are
if they
free.
wanted to start drawing or trying some stuff, they'll get some free supplies
Yes.
at that workshop too, right?
Yep, they
So-
sure will. We just need you to be creative and use your talents, and if your hidden talents, I guess.
True.
But also, we really want to make sure that everyone understands that Thinking Money for Kids is for everyone. We do want everyone in the community to participate. There is something for everyone. It's a great opportunity for us to highlight our databases on financial literacy, so you can explore those at home in your leisure time, so don't feel that we're going to overwhelm you.
Right, that's true. But again, having that library card and PIN opens up a world of information. Whether you're in the library or even from home, you can access some of these things that we're talking about, right? These databases.
Oh, those online resources are amazing.
Yeah.
From Ancestry, of course, on down to the financial literacy, or Universal Cross is great. There are so many databases for teachers, for homeschoolers. If you're doing homeschooling, you can access, or if you're using something at school, you can access live videos. And of course, there's YouTube, and there's all these wonderful search engines anymore, but how authoritative can you get when you go to the source?
That's
and
true.
That's online at the Farmington Public Library.
Very true. Now, I want to ask you a bit about this, the Fantasy Stock League that we talked about a little bit earlier, right, and how that's going to work, because you have to enter by March 5th, right, and then the deadline, or where it'll all wrap up, is on the 17th, right, and so the idea is you pick 3 stocks.
Actually, they will assign you 3 stocks.
Oh, they will assign
or
you.
they'll assign you the stocks, and
Okay.
so you might want to figure out what the symbols are. I mean, like Amazon,
Yeah,
Disney,
you can look them up.
DIS is pretty easy.
Yes, right.
Disney is pretty easy. Apple's probably pretty easy.
Okay. And then the
so
idea is, and then whoever...
Tips? Anybody? Do you have any tips?
I don't. I really don't, boy. But then the idea is then whoever has made the most imaginary money at the end of this event, on the close of the market on Tuesday, March 17th, will be declared, I guess, the winner, right? And win
Yes.
some fabulous prize.
Yeah, and we are also going to, at the close of market, I guess is what we want to call it, and Amazon Echo is going to be available as one of the prizes.
Maybe a prize there, okay.
Yeah, so this is your opportunity to just play with play money. If you've ever had an idea or wanted some ideas about working with the stock market.
Right.
We will have some wonderful speakers at the events, especially for the adults. And with the kids, we're going to continue to get them started along a financial literacy road. And hopefully the exhibit will kickstart that. And once again, if you come in and you want to participate and you have your children with you, we will have your children. It's ages 7 to 11, but we do have preschoolers, and why not? Kids are learning about money.
Sure,
We're
they
doing
should.
our story times on financial literacy. All our story times will be geared around all our exhibit. So everything is financial literacy from February 21st through March 19th.
Okay. So
Check
for,
the calendar. It's when we're open.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's true. And so for kids that are maybe making some money, maybe not yet mowing lawns, but maybe eventually, or shoveling driveways if we ever get any snow, or babysitting, or whatever those kids do, or the allowance money, this is kind of what it's all about, right? To help
It
help
is,
spend
as a
it or save it, or what do you do with it?
Oh, I'll tell you what. The exhibit will have those challenges. There's touch screens on everything. And one of the things you have to do is create a budget. You'll be given $200 or $300, and you have to stay within a budget. You do everything touch screen. So you can choose whether you want to maybe rake some leaves to make some money, or maybe go to the movie arcade or to the arcade.
Spend some
So spend some money.
Okay.
So if you choose one or the other, your money is deducted, and let's see if you save some money at the end, or if maybe you need to go back to the beginning and do it all over again. So it's all electronic, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of game pieces. So along the way, the kids will learn by touchscreen and by visual mistakes they can make along the way, choices they make, to how to make better decisions. And we're not saying that raking the leaves is more important than going to an arcade or to
Right.
a movie theater, but
Sure.
it is kind of a neat thing to do, or maybe to do a coat drive, or
Right. But
maybe run and spend some money somewhere. I mean,
Sure. I mean, and I guess it would teach me
Healthy community.
how many times I could go to the arcade before I run out of money, and then I have to go rake some lawns. That would teach me that, right?
absolutely.
So that's kind of what we're talking
Well,
about.
the challenge also is what you would buy for food, too. Would you
Well-
buy food, or would you make it at home? And so there's a lot of options for them. They get to do grocery shopping, a lot of great challenges. So there's 5 exhibits in the exhibit for kids to participate in.
Very good. Well, again, it is Thinking Money for Kids. It's a great traveling exhibit coming to Farmington, to the Farmington Public Library. And again, everybody should make plans to see it, and then all the other programs along with it that you're offering as well. And as we've mentioned, there are at least 3 one-hour kind of classes about money for free at the Farmington Public Library beginning Tuesday, February 25th at 6 p.m. That is Money at Your Library. Thursday, March 5th, Know Your Money, and then Tuesday, March 17th at 6 p.m., Grow Your Money. Those are the 3 classes that you're offering for free for everybody, pretty much.
And it'll be the kickoff to the Fantasy Stock League, so you need to come and check that out.
Exactly.
And find out what else is going on for everyone in the family.
That's true. That's very true. Well, Flo, before we run out of time, there's a couple other things I know that are always going on at the library that I want to ask you about, and one would be the Girls Who Code program, which I think is always kind of fascinating to, again, attract more women, more young women into the maybe computer jobs and computer profession, right?
Absolutely. Girls Who Code is really focusing a lot on STEM, and especially young ladies. It seems like there's a real need for this. What I'm really very proud of, too, though, is that our community, although we have the drag and drop and the big touch screens and our classes, what we want to do is we want to enhance what is happening in the schools. Also, San Juan College is interested in doing a Girls Who Code during the summer in the class.
Oh,
in the
nice.
classes.
Okay.
So we've been visiting with them, and if they're doing that and the schools are doing that, when the opportunity comes up and they're not available to do the classes, they can come to the library, and when we have our hands on, they can create their boards there. They're learning how to make movies with
Yeah,
coding.
right.
Can you believe that? And it's all
amazing.
drag and drop, and everything you move will create something new.
That's wonderful. Well, again, and to find out more about it, you can go to the calendar at the website, infoway.org, and see
Actually,
some
it's
of these.
happening today. So this
Okay.
afternoon, definitely at 1 o'clock during the no school days. We
Okay.
do have Minecraft in the morning at 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and then we take a little lunch break, and then Girls Who Code takes over with the laptops.
Okay.
So come and join us today, find out more about it, and get started on creating those boards.
There you go. Very good. Teen Tech Tuesday, that's not happening today.
No,
That would happen on
happens
Tuesdays.
on Tuesday. And
So
what's
even I can figure that out.
what's going to be fun is we're going to be doing the Jeopardy game.
Oh.
The teens are going to have set up and aligned Thinking Money with Jeopardy.
Okay.
And so we're going to go every Tuesday, and they're going to participate, and then we'll have a final Jeopardy.
Nice.
Just like the championship. And so we will have a final Jeopardy session on the it'll be during spring break, on the Tuesday during spring break, which I think is like the 17th.
I think that sounds
And-
about right, but coming up in March.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll be in March. And during spring break, we will have events for Thinking Money for Kids. And so the exciting part for the Teen Techs is the final Jeopardy challenge that they'll have.
Interesting.
Won't that be cool?
That will be cool.
So
I like
we'll
it.
see who our challengers are and see if they've learned anything along the way. And the ones that participate will make it to the final Jeopardy.
Right. Very good. And then, of course, story time is always another mainstay at the library, too.
Story time has started. As I mentioned earlier, if you didn't make it this week for the Tippy Toe Parade, come in today. It's of course, at 10:30, and it lasts till 11:15. But we want to take you around the library and collect those little Valentines today. Everyone needs to have a Valentine.
No kidding.
Today's
This is the
Happy
day to do it.
Valentine's Day,
I know, that's
Scott.
true. Same to you, Flo. We love the library. Speaking of
Yes.
love and Valentine's Day.
There you go, and
So-
getting ready for Thinking Money for Kids. So it's an opportunity for us to also highlight and introduce and tell them, don't forget to come back.
That's true. That's very true. Flo Trujillo is my guest this morning. And again, we're almost out of time, Flo. So again, the dates for Thinking Money for Kids coming up. It opens...
It actually opens on February 21st.
That's right. But you're
And
telling us that there might be something
a
on the
reception
20th.
on the 20th, but look on the events calendar.
Okay.
You can go to infoway.org, and it's the Farmington Public Library calendar. So
Right.
go there, and you can see what's going on. There might be some wonderful posters at the library running through our screens as well,
Okay.
around our community with our press. But it goes through March 19th, which is spring break, and that is a Thursday. We need to tear it down because it needs to go to its next location. Right
okay.
now, 4 are traveling during the same time that we have, and we got ours from Wisconsin, and it took him a while because he ran into that wonderful snowstorm we had a
Oops.
few weeks ago.
Okay, but it's here.
It's here.
It's ready to go.
Ready to go.
And that's next week already when it opens. So how about that?
Yes, it is. So
Very
make sure
exciting.
you navigate to our website, find out what's going on for the adults. So it's Thinking Money for Adults,
Mm-hmm.
and for teens and for tweens, and then Thinking Money for Kids in the exhibit. So make sure you stop by and check out our Moolah cow in
Yeah.
the rotunda, and Joe Was also. Lots of exciting stuff.
Lots of stuff coming up. Well, it's wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing it all with us here this morning, Flo. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you, Flo Trujillo.
Thank
Great to
you.
see you. Flo Trujillo from the Farmington Public Library, my guest here on KSJE.